On Monday, the 6th of November 2017, the Center for Black and African Arts and Civilization, CBAC, in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, held the opening ceremony of the colloquium to mark the 40th anniversary celebration of Festac 77. The Festival for Arts and Culture, Festac, which was first held from the 15th of January to the 12th of February 1977, celebrated its 40th anniversary at the University of Lagos Sports Complex. The event aims to serve as a platform for the historical and cultural renaissance of the African people. It also provides avenues for the revival, recapture, and update of the cultural artistry and ingenuity of Blacks and Africans for the benefit of the present and future generations. The event, which was planned by the Center for Black African Arts and Civilization, CBAC, played host to dignitaries from home and abroad, among whom were former President of Nigeria, Chief Aremu Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, Her Royal Highness Erelu Dr. Abiola Dosumu, who was the chairperson of the occasion, the Director General, Center for Black and African Arts and Civilization, CBAC, Dr. Ferdinand Anikwe, Edo State Commissioner for Arts, Culture, Tourism and Diaspora Affairs, Honorable Osaze Osawenzi Ero, veteran actress Patience Ozokwo, also known as Mama G, veteran Nigerian actor Alex Osifo, among many others. The event officially kicked off with the opening prayer led by Reverend Father Paul Akinotiko, after which the CBAC group led guests in singing the Festac 77 anthem.
Festac 77, 77 is here. Let the beautiful of healing and the stretch of final cleansing be the pulsing in our spirit. Lord. Festac 77 is here.
In the opening remarks, the Director General of the Center for Black and African Arts and Civilization, CBAC, Dr. Ferdinand Anikwe, welcomed all to the remarkable and epoch-making event that has redefined the historical and cultural trajectories of Blacks and Africans. He said, 40 years ago, 59 African countries and communities from around the globe gathered in Lagos to chart a common course for the Black race, which is a reenactment of the event of the day. He also highlighted some of the remarkable achievements of Festac 77, saying that he is elated to host former presidents Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, the man under whose leadership Nigeria hosted the historical Festac 77. He therefore urged all to enjoy the event, saying it is an event packed with dance, drama, musical performances, and cultural parades.
The contribution of Festac 77 to socio-economic development in Africa cannot be overemphasized. It is with profound gratitude and deep sense of joy that I welcome you all to this auspicious occasion. My joy stems from the fact that today we are gathered here to celebrate a very remarkable and epoch-making event that has redefined the history and culture of our trajectories of Black and African people. It would be recorded that it will be recalled that 40 years ago, 59 Black and African countries and communities from around the globe gathered in Lagos, here in Nigeria, to chart a common course for the Black race. Therefore, Festac 77 anniversary program emphasizes that the global impasse created by terrorism, political upheavals, insurgencies, and breakouts being experienced in some countries will be resolved by the forum of cultural interaction and convivial demonstration of arts. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as part of activities to commemorate today, we will witness dance drama, musical performances, cultural parades, among others. There will be an exhibition titled Festac 77
The Deputy Vice-Chancellor Administration of the University of Lagos, Professor Duru Oni, in his remarks said, Festac 77 was the beginning of a milestone in the development of Black consciousness. He also commended the Center for Black and African Arts and Civilization, CBAC, for their tremendous efforts in projecting the legacies of the African culture. He welcomed all to the University of Lagos and urged all to enjoy the program of the day.
Festac 77, 40 years ago, was a milestone in the development of Black consciousness. Apart from the performances, a major aspect of Festac 77 was the colloquium leading to the publication of the encyclopedic works on Black and African culture and civilization. CBAC has carried out the legacies of Festac 77 and have given it their very best. So we congratulate the management and the board of CBAC on carrying forward the legacies of Festac 77.
Her Royal Highness Princess Abiola Dosumu, the Erelu Kuti of Lagos, said she is honored to be invited to the opening ceremony of the International Colloquium to commemorate the 40th anniversary of Festac 77. She revealed that the world is in a state where so many things are competing for time and attention. She also added that the gathering at the event was a pointer to the fact that culture is increasingly receiving the much-needed attention that it deserves. She thanked the Director General, management and staff members of CBAC for their consistency in the discharge of their statutory mandate and urged them not to relent in their efforts in making the Black heritage proud.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you will agree with me that after 40 years of celebration of Festac, the Black race has continued to record tremendous achievements in all fronts, be it in culture and tourism and other spheres. Africa is one of the most visited places in the world for fun, for business, whatever. The film industry in Africa, particularly Nollywood, has been making giant strides in promoting Africa's rich culture, cultural heritage, and it is ranked among the best in the world. In sports and entertainment, Africa has made and continue to make remarkable achievements and breathtaking records. A few weeks ago, a Nigerian became the undisputed heavyweight boxing champion of the world. In academics, Black and African scholars are among the leading lights, making wonderful discoveries to the development of the humanity. Therefore, the 40th anniversary celebration of Festac 77 should not be a time for lamentation, but as an opportunity to appreciate the contributions of Black and African people to world thoughts and ideas.
It was later time for various cultural processions. To lead in the procession were two of Nollywood's biggest stars, evangelist Patience Azokwo and Alex Susifo, who is famous for his towering height and his fine-tuned baritone. After that, cultural associations made their way to pay homage to guests seated at the pavilion.
dance. Special science school. Enugu. I welcome you. Part of the things that were on display 40 years ago was our fabrics and our rare and the campana is a major part of that.
I'm doing my job also now.
Top 80.
Hello.
And followed by the ECOWAS community. CBAC will welcome you. ECOWAS community. 15 nation countries. Over 35 million. And just coming outside the ECOWAS group. It's a big masquerade. Nigeria. Nigeria is there. It's like thank you, Nigeria.
Former President of Nigeria, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, in his remarks, welcomed all to the event, which he described as the reenactment of the Festac 77. He said, as Africans, we must remind one another of the importance of history. Speaking on the aims of the festival, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, under whose leadership the Festival for Arts and Culture began, said, the Festival for Arts and Culture is not fetish as perceived by people. Rather, it is an event which celebrates the African culture and what it stands for. He added that when the culture of a people is taken away, their identity is lost, because culture is the totality of the way of life of a particular people who share a common belief.
And what is the meaning of culture? Culture is the totality of the way of life of our people. Their food, their dances, their songs, the way they marry, the way they bury their dead. Culture is the totality of the way of life of any people. And if you want to kill any group of people, you want to destroy them, take away their culture. And then they have no identity left. And yet, we are the one who globalize the world from Africa. Otherwise, how many other continents have we found they took away more than 10 million people? And that continent is still as strong, as resilient, as resourceful as Africa is. My word to you is, yet we celebrated Festac to show the world the commonality of what Black and African people have, the unity that we have, and then where we want to go. We want to be part of the world that we live in.
The event also featured the crowning of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo as the Ruby King of Festac, which was presented to him for his immense contributions towards the promotion and development of the African culture and heritage, as well as his role in the emancipation, unity, and development of continental and diaspora Africa. The award was presented to him by Her Royal Highness, the Erelu Kuti of Lagos, Erelu Abiola Dosunmu. The first Nigerian lady talking drummer, Ara, brought life to the atmosphere with her energetic display. Next was the presentation of awards for the heroes of the Festac 77. The recipients of the award were General Dr. Wallace W. Williams, an award which is presented by Sir Victor Owaifo.
5-year-old anti-apartheid crusader, poet, and musician. I performed at Festac, and I also wrote the song Festac Village, which we'll be performing on Wednesday.
Sir Victor Owaifo was also presented an award for his contribution to the African culture. The award was presented to him by Nollywood actress, evangelist Patience Azokwo.
On behalf of CBAC, the organizers of this function, I hereby present to you this plaque in recognition for your contributions to Africa in general. God bless you.
Thank you so very much. I remember 40 years ago, Festac 77, when I performed in the prime of my youth, and today I am 77. So it's a great thing to behold. I must thank Ferdinand Nigwe for putting this show together. Festac at 40, 1977, and I was 77. God bless you.
A special award was presented to the great designer of the Festac 77 sculpture, Chief Igbinovia Alufa. He was awarded for his ingenuity in the redesigning of the sculpture, which was taken away by the colonial masters. This was followed by a beautiful cultural performance by the Sombi dancers from Plateau State, who were dressed in their traditional attire made of animal skin. From Beacon Communications, we commend the Center for Black and African Arts and Civilization, CBAC, for the preservation of the African culture.